The country of Ethiopia is located in the Horn of Africa. More specifically, it is a landlocked country that is divided by the Great Rift Valley.
Ethiopian food includes a multitude of vegetables and very spicy meat dishes.
The main type of dish in which Ethiopians eat is called wat. This is spicy thick stew that is served atop injera. Injera is a very large sourdough flatbread. Such dishes are eaten exclusively with the right hands and traditionally with no utensils because they use the injera as a utensil.
In relation to the use of injera, Ethiopians practice gursha, often described as an act of friendship and love. This act is done by one person using their right hand to grab a piece of injera, fill it with wat, and feed it to others in the group. They say that the larger the gursha, the stronger the bond.
A typical wat dish used in gursha includes a type of meat, such as beef or lamb, with a number of different legumes and lentils.
All of their dishes are usually seasoned with two separate mixtures called berbere and mamita. Berbere is a combination of powdered chili pepper and other chili spices. Mamita is also a powdered seasoning mix that is very spicy and contains ginger, cinnamon, cloves, salt, cumin, and cardamom, just to name a few.
Another type of traditional dish is called garaje. This specific dish is made with the African native plant called encente, which is also referred to as the false banana plant. They use this plant in two ways. One dish is made using the stalk of an actual plant, while the other is made with the root. By using the stalk, they pulverize and ferment it in order to make a bread-like food called kocho, which is commonly eaten with kitfo. Kitfo is minced raw beef marinated in mamita and niter kebe, which is a spicy butter. Next, the root of the plant is used by being made into a powder and then served as a hot drink called bulla, often served to those who are ill or tired.
After each meal has ended, one of their most important traditions commences. This is called the coffee ceremony that takes place after every meal. Therefore, in most homes, there is an area dedicated to this ceremony. This specific area is filled with special furniture designed for the coffee maker. This coffee maker works delicately to make the coffee. They first begin by roasting the coffee beans in front of the guests so that they can sample the great aroma of the coffee. They then grind the coffee beans in a traditional tool called a mokecha. The coffee is then put into a jabena, boiled with water, and then is served to the guests in small cups called sini. They can then add sugar or salt. If the guests choose to decline the coffee, they are alternately served a type of tea called shai.
The country of Eritrea is located on the coast of the Red Sea in northeast Africa. This is north of Ethiopia by about 419 miles.
Eritrea dishes are quite similar to those of Ethiopia, except they tend to be lighter in texture and feature much more seafood due to their coastal location.
Eritrean dishes, much like Ethiopian ones, are served as a stew called tasibi, with a flatbread called taita, and a paste made from legumes and faba beans called hilbit.
Additionally, they use the same type of spices to accompany their dishes, such as berbere.
Eritrean dishes often vary due to geographical location. In the highlands, they often use enerja as opposed to the typical taeta. In the lowlands, their main dish is called a kalete, a porridge-like dish made from wheat flour dough. They then use a ladle to create an indent in the dough so they can fill it with berbere and melted butter, which is then surrounded by milk or yogurt.
Just as Ethiopia, Eritrea also adheres to the traditional coffee ceremony following each meal. Everything about the ceremony is the same, except the Eritreans often eat a bread called panettone with their coffee due to their Italian influence.